Okay, we are here. It's Quick Build After Dark. Once again, the darkest of the quick builds in the dark. Yeah, that's how I meant to say that. Once again, we're going to continue building the Viking village. I still have all of the bags in a skull for some reason. I don't actually remember which bag we're on, so let's just open the skull and hope that that number is correct. Ooh. It's like we're probably on bag 7. I had a bookmark, but a Torlug member, Adam Tabak, actually pulled my bookmark out when he went, "Oh, there's a business card in here," which we both actually laughed pretty hard at because, like if a business card is just randomly sticking out of instructions, you'd be like, "Oh, look where this fell." So I get it. Do I know what a secret word is yet? Obviously, I didn't plan that far ahead. I was actually eating dinner until 2 minutes into the stream. So I'll put on the branding. Let's get my hat on. Oh yeah, look at that. Look how real this hat is. This isn't special effects or anything. You can tell that this is a real hat. Look at the shadows on it. Look how it moves with me. So if you guess the secret word, which it's going to be another Halloween word, because this is Spooky Edition Part 3. Now, do I know the exact Halloween word right this second? Yes, I do. There you go. I just came up with it. It's one of those things, like it's one of the monsters of Halloween, I guess. I guess it's not really a monster. It's one of those creatures of Halloween. Like, we're thinking like a pumpkin, a skeleton, a ghoul, something along those lines. So it looks like we're on to bag number 7, and we're going to need this part of the build, which I conveniently put away from the actual show. My phone is on stream. I need to plug that in. That phone is at 21% actually. A lot higher than I thought. I plugged it in upstairs at 5%. I was like, oh, we're not going to have enough for the show. Since I'm on my phone during the show, obviously, that's just a regular thing. So we're opening bag 7. And once again, we're not going to talk about Vikings and all of the... We're over a minute, so I can swear again, so fuck. Welcome to Quick Build After Dark. And also Vikings. We're not going to talk about all of the raping and pillaging. We would never mention how much raping and pillaging happens. But I guess at this point, like, how many years does it take to forget about raping and pillaging? I mean, just look at Mel Gibson. Probably like 10 years, maybe? I feel like 10 years. So that means that a Viking set, totally cool. Doesn't go against LEGO's community standards. Look at that. See, we figured it out. There's a certain amount of time you get from when like people figured out all the atrocities you committed to then when people stop caring again. Which I feel like Christopher Columbus gets like he gets a few years every once in a while, and then people remember all the genocide and horrible torture and everything like that. And then, he comes back and everybody's like, yeah. And then we wait, and then it goes back to it. So the Vikings, it's been a very long time. They're actually the people who discovered North America for white people. Like Miley Cyrus and twerking. It's a whole thing. We don't worry about it. Don't dwell too far on that one. Just know that Vikings discovered North America for white people. Not Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus more discovered North America, and he brought the white people here permanently. And then that didn't go too great for a lot of people. But we're not going to delve on that today. This is a non-political show. Like, we're not going to delve on anything regarding any other region of the world today. Because I have a dumb joke about, just current affairs about a lot of things. But Quick Build After Dark has become a little more chill. We've chilled out, okay? Just chill out, man. We're all good. Everything's all chill at Quick Build After Dark. But, yeah, there's always stuff happening in the world. This Viking village, I like this little longhouse. I remember the word this week. Look at that. I got that in the brain. We got longhouse all set and ready. Also really pumped because next week we have the Legoland Discovery Center Day for all of the lovely Torlug members who are hopefully watching. It's the Toronto Lego user group, in case you don't know. It's the group that, I don't know, I might be president of next year. I haven't really figured it out yet. I'm working with my campaign manager, obviously, to figure out if I should run for it. Thing is, there's this weird, like, part where I am on the whole thing of, yeah, I want to be president again. But, like, no, I want to be. Like, fuck it. I'm going to start saying it. Fuck it. I want to be presidential again. I'm going to fucking run. And if I don't win, that's actually fine with me because I'd be happy to do anything. I've just also received a very strange email from Grace Kelly. Is somebody trying to bullshit me? Nicole, look at this garbage email I just got. Look, special guest star Nicole is here. So it's actually really impressive.
They did actually watch something.
Somebody did the research about me and tried to gauge the engagement that I get on social media, which is hilarious because we actually have crazy high engagement on social media. We just don't have a lot of followers or a lot of people watching this, but the engagement's really good.
She put in the work. I give her credit.
She put in the work, yeah. But like...
I mean, for the services that she's offering, she went a lot further than I expect. Most people sending random ass fucking emails about engagement would, so...
This is just ChatGPT. They also referred to me as QuickBill Bricks, all one word, no capitals.
Could ChatGPT look up a user's information and then apply it? Does it have access to that? I thought I just had to, because I thought I had restricted databases so it wouldn't put swear words in and shit like that.
No, you step it more in the camera so we can actually talk. Lovely wife Nicole is here. So what you would do if you wanted to send a really specific email, you copy my whole bio, paste it in, and then make it.
In your bio?
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they had to like watch videos to find that out, so I was like, oh shit.
No.
They watched videos. I didn't realize it was in your bio.
Yeah. That was a mouthful, Nicole.
All good.
Nicole is currently struggling through a bowl of nachos that I made her before I came down here, which is actually why she made me a vodka soda today, because I was upstairs making her nachos. Just, she was really hungry and she was like, everything's making me feel sick. So I was like, you know what? Nobody ever has complaints about just basic nachos with basic cheese, like nothing special. Here it is. Here's tortilla chips and some fucking cheese melted on it. Least offensive meal ever. So that's why I got a vodka soda hand delivered to me. But it was interesting that I did receive an email about like engagement with QuickBill Bricks and how it's low, somehow low, which is bullshit. Because if you actually look at the numbers, our engagement is crazy high. The followers are low, but the amount of engagement that account gets for, I don't know, an embarrassingly low amount of followers is fucking great. And I'll always be happy about that shit. Because, engagement's like the main thing. Followers and stuff, that's also pretty important. Whatever, I'm building a Viking village and I'm having a lot of fun. So the door system on this uses just like standard clip and handle pieces. I'm really never against a simple build within a... Ooh, hopefully I'll learn how to speak at some point during the stream. But I will never get mad at Lego for throwing in like more simple builds, 2 doors, or really anything they put in a set. Anything that can kind of save money without ultimately affecting the style or look of a set is something that always impresses me with Lego. Although this set does have a lot of printed pieces, which I always find myself in this weird debate with just myself, nobody else, because I don't actually give a shit about other people's opinions. That's how close-minded I am. Where I don't know if I want printed pieces or stickers. On one hand, I would love printed pieces. On the other hand, we pay so much for Lego sets, I wouldn't want any excuse for Lego sets to cost more. Sorry, I'm sniffling like crazy. But I wouldn't want an excuse for Lego sets to start costing more. They're already very expensive. This is definitely more of a luxury product. And some of it is very pricey. Oh. And they keep releasing bigger and bigger sets. So people like me who are just weirdly completionists about things end up with really too many sets, or not enough money to buy all the sets. Now a lot of people have told me, like, why don't you just buy less sets? Like, I wish it was that easy. I wish I could just go, yeah, you know what, I don't need more Lego. But unfortunately I need to buy all of the fucking Lego. Although the other day I was building the Concorde that just came out, and kind of like just got to a point with the build where I asked myself, why do I keep buying this stuff? So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it as just being like such an insane collector. I may have to tone it down and be more reasonable in the future. But currently I'm having a lot of fun buying way too much Lego. And once again, for anybody just joining us, the secret word is one of the weird monsters of Halloween. And it would be very easy to guess. Last week we had skeleton and we had pumpkin another week. Since this is Spooky Edition Part 3, we definitely need to bring it up. And what happens when you guess that word? I roll a dice, blah, blah, blah. I'll do whatever challenge I get. Super fun stuff. I'm also still sick this week, so I'm sniffling a lot and, just having a grand old time. Which reminds me, I'm going to go blow my nose a little. Do a cheeky little mute. Oh, wait. I have to mute myself here. And we're back. Okay. The host has unmuted your mic. Well, I hope so. I am the host. So I'm building the top of a little Viking longhouse. It's interesting because it's actually going 3 wide at the moment with bars on the sides. So I don't know how they're going to make this work with the rest of the place, given the rest of it is not an uneven amount of bricks. We're going to really see what is going on. And at some point, I will learn how to speak again. I swear I am trying my best. Like I said, I've been very sick for a little, like probably a week almost. And it hasn't been COVID, luckily, which is weird because my mom had COVID and we were all worried because I picked her up from the airport. Everybody's worried that I had COVID too, but no, I don't. I'm just different sick. And it's been a blast because it's weird where I'm like a little sick, but not like a lot of sick. So I've been able to do everything. It's just been so long of feeling sick that I'm starting to get really annoyed about it. But, a little bit of patience, and hopefully it will stop at some point. So I really do love this Viking set. It basically has been really good value every time I get to build it, which has been very slowly over the last 3 weeks because I've just kept it as a quick build after dark build, which is kind of interesting because I'll normally not do that too much. So I feel like if you're just building the same thing week after week, you kind of get a little stagnant with, I guess, the jokes. There's only so many times I can talk about Vikings raping and pillaging, or, discovering North America for white people. There's only so many times I can crack that joke before you're all kind of sick of it. So that's why I don't really build the same set week after week. And I kind of try to aim for more of a $40 mark so I can finish an entire build in an episode. But I'm actually kind of low on $40 builds. I think after the Viking Village, I may break into building. Like, I have a bunch of friend sets. I don't know if I've ever built a friend set on this one. And it's actually really wild because I have a lot of older friend sets. And, like, I just haven't had a chance to build them, but they're good size for this show. So we'll see. Maybe those will make a good show. Maybe they won't. I don't really care because I say this all the time. I'm going to drink and build Lego regardless. The fact that I turned a camera on just, lets other people peer into the insanity that is my existence. Long silences. Those are weird. We actually don't experience those quite a bit. I know there's some streamers who actually really struggle to, power through that kind of thing. I am just a streamer who streams, and it doesn't mean that it's good. It just means it's happening. So I guess maybe it would be better if I struggled with silences. Maybe I would try harder. But whatever. There's a lot of like weird Technic pieces in here. There's a 2L long one. I'm going to have to build 2 of these, it looks like. And a 2L long, and it becomes 7L. Yeah, them's the facts. And it looks like I put that on the side of the roof. Let's pull up Secret Joseph. Look at that, beautiful. Now we got to build another one of those. I always find it kind of funny when if it's 2 times, at a certain size, you're kind of just building them one at a time. You're not really doubling it up. And I always find myself kind of like lagging on those. Look, there it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Don't you love it? Remove Secret Joseph. So I'm going to drink more because clearly I am just struggling today. I want to quickly say a word from our sponsor, Better Chlep. Better Chlep is better online therapy that you can chlep your... I wish this wasn't live sometimes because then I could just pause and just say like technical difficulties or some shit, because the real technical difficulties, my brain just gave up right there. And generally, you need a brain to do most human stuff. Except be president, apparently. Hey! Yeah, for the most part, you do need a brain to do stuff. And I feel like today my brain is not working. So I will just do some generic stuff like thank you, everybody, for showing up here. I wouldn't really make this show unless people watched it. And I hope you're all enjoying yourselves as I suffer today. So now I'm getting into something that is actually 2 times and a longer 2 times build. These are the ones where if it goes past 2 pages, you definitely build both at the same time. I won't try to be like whatever about it and build one and then build the other, because that's the fucking worst. When you just finish building something and then it goes, build it again. And you realize you've wasted your entire last 5 minutes just building one. You could have been building 2. It would have been more efficient. You look for all the parts at the same time. Like, that's how it goes. And I won't tell you like how many times I've fucking done that. I know most Lego builders have probably done it, I don't know, 50 times. And that would be a low guess. And it's still too many, because every single time you do it, you feel like a fucking idiot. And it doesn't matter how long you've been building Lego for, it's going to keep fucking happening. Like, I joke, like, yeah, I've been doing this for so long, and I build so many sets that there are definitely some errors that I shouldn't be making. And it's very embarrassing that I keep making them. But that's just the nature of the beast. So everybody continues to have this problem, no matter how much you build Lego, is what I'm saying. So if you're new and you keep fucking that up, you're going to keep fucking it up. Do not even worry. You don't even need to tell anybody, be like, oh, I'm so stupid, I did this. Because if you tell anybody that you fucked up and built something once when you need to build it twice, every single other Lego builder will just be like, yeah, I fucking do that all the time. And like you get better at it because it'll happen a little less, but it'll still keep happening. There's no real escape from it. Especially when you get like really into it and then you go a couple pages and then suddenly you realize like, oh shit, I only put 2 steps on the first one. Which is what I almost did. I almost went to the next page, but then I realized my error and went, oh, my God, that's where I messed up. I actually do love doing Quick Build After Dark for the most part. Today, obviously, I am struggling. I have a big headache and I'm a little sick. So we're just doing it anyways, right? I'm just going to keep going regardless of how much pain I'm in. I think it's kind of like the important part of doing anything. Suffer a lot. Suffer for your art. And if somebody goes, is this really art? You tell them to go fuck themselves. Ooh, I'm doing the backside of the roof now. There's actually a lot of roof bits on the backside. Probably just to hold it in place. I feel like this is a very standard kind of A-frame shape for a house. So it's actually really fun. And I just found out that there's 5 of the printed tile in this set. So that's really good news. If you're really obsessed with modulars and you want to build a greengrocer, this is a much cheaper way to get that tile. Although I gotta admit, like before the tile wasn't that expensive. I have real ones on mine. Beautiful bastard right there. Yeah, you can't see it. And I don't know, I think at the time I only paid like $4 each. But even then, if you're finishing something and you need to spend $60, I don't consider that big of an issue when it comes to building Lego. I know a couple other people are a little more money conscious when it comes to that, but to complete a set that's worth that much money, it's kind of a no-brainer. Unless you're trying to part it together without spending too much. Just like trying to do it slowly, which Eric from the Lug has been very fortunate with. Has a lot of the very rare pieces by just like buying things over the years. But I think he's been buying Lego for like 10 years, and this guy like is an animal. He will go and get everything as soon as possible, like buy big expensive lots just because it's Lego, whatever. And I feel like some other collectors aren't quite like that. We're a little more patient. I'm not patient. I went out of my way and bought every Lego set I could. I buy every Lego set I can pretty much at all times, and it is terrible. Because I cannot afford to buy that much Lego. Well, like I can, but I can't do anything else. Like the shirt, I bought a new shirt like 3 years ago. This is it. This is like the newest shirt I own. I don't buy a lot of clothes. Which I think is where most people actually spend a lot of money on clothes. Which I find a little wild, but you know, to each their own. I spend a lot of money on Lego. There's this great like company that I always buy shirts from called T-Turtle, and I like cannot suggest them more highly. I know they're really popular, and they're getting more and more popular because I see people covered in these fucking shirts everywhere. And I find it funny because one of my friends is like, oh, you're who they're serving the ads to. I'm like, yeah, but like, I think I've been buying their shirts for a very long time. So like, I'll see an ad that goes, hey, 50% off bunch of T-Turtle shirts. I'll be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I just order like 20 shirts. So I guess that's when I spend money on clothes. Oh, man. My just overall amount of sick is very funny today. But don't get me wrong, I'm having a lot of fun feeling like this. And not being able to speak. I remember, though, a few years back when I was doing one of these shows, somebody, like, I was very sick, and somebody mentioned, oh, if you're so sick, why are you still drinking? And I think I said something like, oh, I do it for quick build. I suffer for quick build. This is my art, and I suffer for it. And yeah, it's basically it. Because when you're super sick, you're like, I do not want to drink anything. But I'm not so easily deterred. Today I'm actually drinking Boodle's Gin, which is a really good gin. They do not sponsor us because, nobody has ever actually sponsored this show. Aside from that, one bottle I got from Fireball years ago. But nobody has ever really officially sponsored this show. So what I'm going to, the joke that I keep saying is I'm going to start saying that we are sponsored by different booze companies and just say, hey, sue me. But in reality, I feel like a lot of those companies would just see this and be like, yeah, whatever. It's free advertisement. So is it really funny or is it just stupid? But is Quick Build After Dark funny or is it stupid? Do we know that definitively? Jeez, sorry. What are we doing here? So there is an interesting little use of a piece here. It looks like a Ninjago, ninja backpack piece. See there, the head goes in that hole, and those two studs are a Technic bar lift arm, Technic lift arm, standard Technic width. And they want me to put 2 Technic pins into them, and then reverse a stud onto the neck piece, then slide a 3L bar into that neck piece, and then put another piece on top so that it looks like this. Pretty. And then take the roof and you put that on the edge of the roof. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. Honestly, pretty cool. I'm just going to reproduce the second one. But that's really clever. That's interesting. You don't see a lot of pieces from figures ending up in actual builds. So it's pretty exciting to see that happen, especially with a smaller build. Also, this build has gold hot dogs on it. So, that's pretty neat. So now we've got a roof. Look at that. Now these Vikings won't freeze to death between all their raping and pillaging. And then it wants me to grab the rest of the set, which actually has a very different build of roof, which is interesting to see, 2 completely different ones in the same set. And this goes onto here. Click. There we go. We've got the beginnings of a Viking village right there. Now we need to build the watchtower. I think actually I will be ending early today. I obviously don't feel very good. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today. But thank you everybody for coming. I will see you next week, and we will actually do a full proper hour. I think though, for how sick I feel and just how I feel today, I'm gonna call it half an hour. Go check out Jeff Van Winden's stream at 9. Other than that, have a great day, and we'll see you next week.